Hey guys, what's going on today? It's T-Mac here. Just making another video for my college basketball picks. It's Friday. There's a couple games on today that I like, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a breakdown of one game. Um, it's pretty shitty outside, so I figure why not make a video today. I'm not really doing much. I gotta go to work in a couple hours, but I will say too that with everything opening back up here in Ontario, that I run a cleaning business, so I had a couple contracts that I had to go back to, which consumes a lot of my time. My business is priority number one. My college basketball is priority number two, um, money wise, anyways. So let's go. Let's get into it today. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven picks today. I'm gonna break one game down, being San Diego State versus Colorado State. These are the two top teams going at it. It's a pretty big game, so I was pretty intrigued by it. Um, Obviously, I like home teams, and especially in big situations like these. So we're gonna take a look at these two teams. We'll start with San Diego State. When they play on the road, they're 1-3 versus the spread. When they're the way underdog, they're 0-2. When they're the underdog in general, home and away, they're 1-2. So they're not a good underdog team. They play bad teams and beat up on them when they're favorite, which is good. But if you can't, when you're not favored and you can't win, that's you gotta be able to at least pull off one or two of those wins, and obviously they're not. So I'm gonna kind of hang on to that a little bit. And after a win, which they just did, they just beat New Mexico. They were a pretty soft team. I think ranked 170ish or 150. So they beat them. They ate, and they're not going to be really. They're going to be hungry for this game because it's a big game, but they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to come out, um, you know, firing on all cylinders. I think they're going to be. I think eventually they will near the end of the game, near the mid pack of the game, but we'll continue going on anyways. So when San Diego is playing a 50 team, so Colorado's ranked 50. So when San Diego is playing 50 in that range, 40 to 60, they played a 47 and lost by 5. They played a 50, lost by 18. They lost a 50. They played a 53, lost by 6, and they played a 59 and won by 30. So that 59 that they won by 30 was against this team. So, when they play 50 teams, they've been losing, 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 and then they came up against Colorado State and they won by 30. So, I feel like they either have, Colorado's number, or Colorado just had a fucking terrible game and just couldn't score. That does happen. Every team is due for one just atrocious game where nothing can go right. And, that shit happens. Um, I only like to leave it at one because in that game they only scored 49 points, so they just couldn't get a basket. And they only have 3 losses all year, Colorado State. So for them, that was their one bad game, and so I'll pretty much discredit it. And with San Diego, when they play any other 50 team, they're losing by 18, by 6, by 5. So I kind of like the fact that they don't play well against 50s. And I'll get into this a little bit more, but it's the zigzag thing. So when a team loses the first time, they're gonna win the next time. They're not gonna say win for sure, but they're gonna play a lot better because they know what to expect, and they're gonna plan for it. So with that being said, I usually like to take first halves when the teams are on revenge games because they have a game plan that's been adjusted, and the other team just feels like they can go in there and do the same thing again, but the other team's going to have a different plan because they got beat the first time. So they have to change their plan. So that's San Diego. Um, there's more to it, statisticals and stuff. They match up pretty well. So I like to look at these trends and previous history on how teams perform in certain situations. because you can't just look at statistics, and some of the times it's a very gray area because there's no edge, and if you do find an edge, the whole public's going to be all over it, and then Vegas is going to do their thing. So it's all about situations for me. I'm finding, because these to make it to college basketball, you have to be a superb athlete, especially in the States. So the way I see it is, a lot of people think some kids suck. Like, the kids don't. None of them suck. They're really, really good. It's just you have to get them motivated. You have to get them in the right spots. Are they playing against somebody that they've played against their whole life? Do they got fucking hot chicks in the stands that want to suck their dick after? Like, shit. There's a lot of situations that you have to take into account. And in San Diego, they just don't play good on the road. And this is a revenge game for Colorado State. So I like Colorado State here. We're going to jump into Colorado State's numbers. They're not overly appealing, but they do seem to have a little bit of an edge. So as a home team, they're 4-6. That's not great. As a home favorite, they're 4-6. That's not great. As a favorite in general, they're 8-8. That's not good. That's not bad. You really got to get them in the right situation, I think. They just lost to a really, really good team. So after a loss, they're 0-2, but they only have 3 losses this year. So the fact that they can't respond after a loss doesn't mean that much to me, because they seem to be dominant in any other situation as the season goes on. They're a really good team. So we'll break down San Diego. San Diego is ranked at 35. When Colorado plays 35 range teams, so let's say they played a 29 ranked and they won by 16. They played a 39 and won by 3, and then they played this San Diego team ranked 42. They were ranked 42 at the time. They're now ranked 35, and they lost by 30. So the thing that most people look at that and be like, holy fuck, they lost by 30 points to that team. There's no way they're going to come back and win. Well, Vegas has them favored by 3 points. So why would that be? So it's a revenge game. These guys are pissed off that they lost the first time. They're going to come with a different plan, hopefully a better plan, or maybe just a better plan. Yeah. And hopefully they can perform. So I'm rolling with Colorado State at -3. I believe my one buddy likes them first half. I can't remember. I kind of leaned to them first half as well, but I didn't put the bet in. I just took them at full game at -3. I also like the over in this game, the under in this game at 131. The line's moved up to 134, so a lot of people think the games are going to go over. I'm going to ride with my picks like I always do, and keep it at under 131. I would take the under 134, but I don't need to spend more money on it when the line's already moved in the opposite direction. So we're just going to leave it at that. I have a couple other games I'll give you guys as my picks. I'm not going to break them down. I don't have a lot of time. I slept like shit last night. The fucking cops pulled me over. Had a stupid incident with whatever that slowed me up all night. It fucked up my flow. Interacting with cops, it fucks me. I didn't even sleep. I don't know why, but whatever. So we also have St. Peter's under 137. I took last night. I think it's down to a 135, so it's worked out in my favor. I'm also on Oakland today at -3. I think that's at 135. Wisconsin Green Bay plus 12.5, and first half at plus 6.5. And we're also going to roll with Creighton under 137, which has moved to 135, I believe, in my favor. So I kind of like these picks today. Yesterday I made a little bit of a boo-boo on my picks. I had, I really only liked one game at the night before. I bet it, and then when I watched the game, my team got smoked. So I looked back and I realized that I missed a completely important factor in my capping. I'm not going to say what it was, but that was a complete mistake on I completely bypassed an important factor. I don't know if it's because I'm back working now. I just try to maybe rush my picks a little more, but it's usually about 2 to 3 hours of work I put in a night. I'm going through my picks, and I think I was just a little exhausted last night, maybe or the night before. I don't know. I fucked up, but we've had a pretty good week. I'm gonna put up a chart, but my past month results. It's obviously been good, or else I said I wouldn't be here doing this. I try to be as open as transparent as possible. I give out my picks. I hope you guys play them. I hope you hit them. I hope we all hit them. I hope someday we can all interact in here and I can make more videos. I don't know what's going on with baseball this year. Um, they got. I haven't even really been paying attention to it, to be honest. But I see that there's strikes and they're negotiating, and so spring training is going to be held up. And I'm really excited about baseball this year. Last year was a breakthrough year for me. Um, I'm mostly going to credit it to betting singles. So I used to be a parlay better, just like everyone, but I really zoned in the last year and just bet single games, and hit them, hit them, hit them. If you lose, as long as you're hitting over 55%, you're making money, and that's what and it's fun too. So like, it's not like you're breaking the bank account and trying to win all this money. I get most people want fast money. They want to win big money. That's just not the way it works. You can do that, come in every once in a while and hit, and then you're always going to be chasing that big money. It's not a good situation to put yourself in. So today we're going to leave it at that, and I hope you guys have a great day. It's Friday and an even better weekend. Let's cash some tickets. Goodbye.